happens and everything across the USL, including the latest highlights, scores, news, and exclusive chances to win. Download the official USL app now on Apple and Google Play stores. Kickoff the match turnaround series XFC 157. North America's only 24/7 source for the soccer club, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Plus, real live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on series XFC 157 and the XXM app. USL Super League is set to kick off in August. The new league will bring the highest level of professional women's soccer closer to home for fans across the country. Go to USLSuperLeague.com to learn more. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Pro Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. It doesn't matter whose colors you're wearing. At Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Think you know the age, now you can turn your picks into prizes with over-under, presented by Bet365. Download the official SAT app to play for free. Make the right pick, you can win an SAT prize pack every match. Download the SAT app and place your picks with over-under, presented by Bet365, the world's favorite sportsbook. Almost necessarily get it. Tradition. It's what we share. Fans, please welcome to tonight's SAFC Fan Zone, Northside Church of Christ Youth and Breed 4-5 Ministry. They highlight the team on their way out for warm-ups.
Saturday in South Texas, delaying the start of a battle between the last two USL champions, both looking for a reset as we begin the second half of the year. San Antonio FC and Phoenix Rising tonight here on Bally Sports. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth with Katie Goodman. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for hanging around with us here as this game about to get underway here tonight, Katie. And for San Antonio FC, they're looking to put away the misery of last Saturday night when they squandered a 2-1 lead in the first half against the Western Conference leaders, New Mexico United.
It was such a tough game. It looked like the odds really were in their favor, and then it was just one thing after the other, whether it was red cards or rebuttals. But we'll have a look here, and it's this big challenge here that ended up in an own goal really early on. Really unfortunate there for Mitch Taintor. A bit of a miscommunication between the keep and Taintor, but then it was this beautiful set piece where Agudelo was able to finally return the favor. Then he does it again just minutes later. They think it's a handball. They're going to stop play, and then Agudelo plays on. Ref awards him that goal, and then here's the part that kind of caught all of Toyota Field off guard was that header there. And then, of course, the PK from Hurst, and results in that 3-2 result despite being a man down.
Third time this season San Antonio FC has lost from a winning position, and with that loss, they're fifth in a row. They are 11th in the Western Conference table as they enter the second half of the season, taking on a Phoenix Rising club that's also, Katie, in a bit of turmoil right now as they are currently just above the playoff line, sitting in 8th, 21 points. And after losing 5-1 last Saturday, they make a coaching change as they promote, we're going to do this again, but it's Diego. We're just going to keep going. Okay. Diego Gomez, the new head coach here tonight, to make it his debut here for Phoenix.
And despite having their championship team very much still present, to have the losses and the ties that they are, I guess you can understand why there might be a coaching change.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for San Antonio FC, as we mentioned, they're trying to reset things here to begin the second half of the season. And as we kind of take a look at the state of the season for SAFC as they go into Week 18, here's some of the numbers to go through. They're tied for 14th in goals for. They currently sit 17th overall in goals conceded, a -4 goal differential. And on the other side, Katie, always been a physical team, but they lead USL Championship when it comes to fouls conceded.
That doesn't surprise me in the least. You said it. A physical team. They've always been that way, but I think even more so here this season, especially when you're having to slow down other teams with possession, you're trying to get ahead, you're going to see a lot more tactical fouls being made in this case.
And the biggest difference for SAFC is the fact is that they've been a team that through the years has been locked down, particularly here at home. But, as you saw in the goals conceded, 24 goals conceded in that -4 goal differential, and oftentimes are in unfamiliar positions of playing from behind here at home.
They've definitely struggled on the firepower side, no doubt. And when you're not scoring goals, that means you're defending a ton, and eventually you're going to give up some. And so, tough uphill battle here for San Antonio.
Good news for San Antonio FC here. Pablo Cisniega, who has been out of action since the 4th of May after starting the first 9 games of the regular season, he is back tonight for San Antonio FC after missing the last 8 matches with a lower body injury.
And there's been a lot of injuries out here, right? And so the one thing that Coach Marcina is so pumped about is just to have these quality guys back in the lineup. He's wanting them back week after week after week, but they have just had to play with the skeleton crew lately, and this is a really good sign that guys are starting to heal and get back in the game.
Rocco Rios Novo won a championship last year, the Argentinian who made 2 stops in the penalty situation at the end, and it's been not a solid year for him, but looking to bounce back along with the rest of his club.
Right, and in that 5-1 result versus Memphis, it's easy to point fingers at the keeper. There were a lot of breakdowns happening there, but he also made a couple good saves, so when you're under that kind of firepower the whole game, you got to give him some credit, right?
Yeah. So, a little bit of a late start here tonight, Toyota Field, but we are going to play soccer here as the rain coming down. San Antonio FC Soccer on Bally Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. And I'm guessing by Rico's, even though I don't have the copy.
And
hey, keep it cheesy.
It's like you've done this a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I'll get through them quicker too. We missed the red card because I was waiting for the red, and then
we didn't show.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna. So that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just know to skip over.
And you don't have. You can
It
lay
doesn't
out.
have to be
It doesn't have to be you continuously through all the highlights.
Okay.
Like you can defer back to me, and I can lead you back into more
whatever.
Of them. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever's showing.
Yeah.
That's fine too. So you don't feel like you have to go on for a full minute.
Right. I mean, I feel okay bulldozing through it, honestly, but I was just kind of like waiting it out, and then no, I got it now though.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll just do whatever's organic and.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Billboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy with the ref is Diego.
Okay. All right. That's it. Yeah. A soggy Saturday in South Texas pushes back the start of a meeting between the last two champions in USL Championship. San Antonio FC and Phoenix Rising meet for the first time here on Bally Sports. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth. Thanks for hanging around with us. With Katie Goodman, I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us here this evening. And Katie, as these two clubs begin the second half of the season for San Antonio FC, they enter Week 18 on the heels of a disappointing 3-2 loss last Saturday night here at Toyota Field, their club record 5th consecutive defeat.
And it seemed like the odds were really going in their favor. They had a couple early goals, and then things just kind of changed there, especially after the ref dropped a ref card. It was just really a chaotic match. So we're going to have to look at this because there's a bit of a miscommunication, a give up. Both Tainer and Kendall were coming out, and it results in an own goal early on in that first minute. Puts all the wind in New Mexico sails, but it's this beautiful set piece that Agudelo is able to get on the end of, puts it away, and then once again, Agudelo in the mix. Everyone thinks it's a handball. They're waiting for a PK. Ref says play on, ends up being a goal.
San Antonio FC was dominant. The red card you mentioned actually put SAFC up a man, but it's New Mexico. And Mohammed finishing on the set piece.
Right. Never should have been open in the first place, but what happens, happens. And then it's Hurst to seal the deal, to bring it back for the win with that PK.
And so, as we begin things in the second half of the season in the Western Conference table, San Antonio FC sitting 4 points below the playoff line in 11th. Sitting right at the playoff line is Phoenix Rising. And after a 5-1 defeat, Katie, last Saturday away at Memphis 9-0-1, they have made a coaching change as Diego Gomez is the new head coach for Memphis. Let's do that again. Yeah. Memphis, yeah. Okay. All right, we can go. It's a soggy Saturday in South Texas and a little bit of a late start between the last two champions in USL Championship. San Antonio FC and Phoenix Rising get together here on Bally Sports. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth with Katie Goodman. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for sticking around with us here as we get off to a bit of a late start here this evening. And Katie, San Antonio FC looking for a bit of a quicker start here tonight against Phoenix Rising. Got out of the gate slowly last Saturday against New Mexico United. Came back and took the lead, but in the end, it was United who came out with a 3-2 win, sending San Antonio FC to their 5th consecutive defeat.
It was a game that had people on their seats, to say the very least. It was an unlucky early goal there for San Antonio. Ended up being an own goal on Mitch Tainter, but it came from this bit of a miscommunication between him. Kendall Burks just couldn't cover the goal there, and so again a tough uphill battle from there on out. But then it seemed like that the tides of luck changed in their favor here. He gets on the end of a beautiful set piece, and then again a second goal comes from another set piece, and it's on Agudelo who finishes it once again there. So all good stuff for San Antonio so far until this corner kick.
Yeah, Abdi Mohammed finishing, beautiful header. This was after New Mexico was handed a red card, went down a man. They equalized, and Greg Hurst in the second half off a penalty gives New Mexico the winner 3-2 as United still lays claim atop the table in the Western Conference. San Antonio 4 points below the playoff line. And Katie, Phoenix right now at the playoff line sitting at 21 points, and they dismissed their manager last Saturday after a loss in Memphis. It's Diego Gomez will make his USL Championship debut as the head coach tonight for Phoenix Rising.
And it's going to be an interesting showing here for him. You know, another situation where an interim head coach is stepping up. They have to prove themselves here tonight. And he's got a championship team. And that's probably part of the reason why we saw the last coach get let go, right? You have 13 returners, 11 who are getting plenty of time. And now you got to see what he can do with all this firepower, because it's a team loaded with talent. It's kind of crazy that they're sitting just above the playoff line right now.
Danny Stone, who took over for Juan Garrett, dismissed after 17 weeks, with Rising struggling right now at 5 wins, 6 defeats, and 6 draws. Going back to San Antonio FC, though, as again, you see where their position is right now on the table, and we take a look at the state of the season for SAFC. And really, Katie, it could be, defined in a couple of different ways, but their attack has been less than stellar. Their defending hasn't been up to par for SAFC standards, and a lot of times their physicality gets them in trouble too.
That it does. I mean, leading the league here in fouls, no doubt. And that happens whenever you're going up against a ton of teams with tons of possession. You're going to have tactical fouls and, of course, the usual physical fouls. As you can see there, those goals conceded just coming from tons of defending all the time. If you don't have the firepower up top, you can expect it to come right back.
Yeah, and as for the fouls for SAFC this year and the physical play, that has at times, you remember with Jorge Hernandez, for example, here at Toyota Field in this possession, that ended up putting them down a man, getting the second red card. Those have been some of the issues that SAFC's had to work through this year.
Absolutely, and when you're working with a skeleton crew full of injuries, the last thing you want is a red card or maybe some not-so-smart fouls, right? So I think they've kind of learned their lessons. Some things have tamed down quite a bit, I think we've seen in these last few games, and they just don't have a ton of people that they can pull off the bench. So, yeah. Well,
speaking of injuries, San Antonio FC has had 80 man games lost due to injury this year or to international call-up. But one guy's back tonight, and that's keeper Pablo Cisniega, who has not started a match since the early part of May against Oakland Roots. He is back after missing the last 8 matches, and couldn't be a moment too sooner.
Right. Alan Marcina must be so thrilled to have him back in the lineup. And he's mentioning, as these guys, he begins to get his full roster closer to the 80% mark, he's going to feel a lot more confident. But you got to pat these guys on the back here, working with what they've got. Multiple players playing full 90 minutes the entire season. Injuries are going to creep up. Fatigue is going to creep up. And they've done a great job just to push through.
Rocco Rios Novo was in the net when Phoenix won a championship last year. He is second in the championship in saves with those 56. It's not always a good thing. It speaks about Phoenix's defending this year.
Right. They've struggled quite a bit on following the runner. They've been a little bit too spread out in the back at times. Again, tons of different lineup changes there for Phoenix. So puts him under quite a bit of firepower. And you look at that 5-1 result there against Memphis that they just had. He made a ton of good saves as well. So you got to pat him on the back. If the ball is coming at you that amount of time, I mean, it's going to go in. So, yeah.
A lot of pressure on both these clubs, looking to be contenders at the start of the season, looking to turn their season around as we begin things in the second half of the season here tonight at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC Soccer on Bally Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. And by Rico's. Hey, San Antonio, keep it cheesy out there. Vote for Rico's means nachos for all. We got starting lineups and kick coming up on the other side on a rainy night here in South Texas. Don't go anywhere here on Bally Sports.
to tonight's Independence Day celebration presented by HEB.
As an NC family, please welcome tonight's America's Diamond season ticket members of the match. We have Chris and Linda Hernandez. Now, you two have a very special story. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. I usually ask the questions about the play and all that, but there's a little bit of a special story between you. Tell me about how you met and how does SAFC tie in?
We met about 12 years ago here at Tailgate with our faculty, with fellow supporters, been fans since day one, season ticket members, and so we just always really have a love of soccer, and we grew together with our children as well.
It's a soggy Saturday in South Texas and a little bit of a late start between the last two champions in USL Championship. San Antonio FC and Phoenix Rising get together here on Bally Sports. And a pleasant good evening. We say hello from the broadcast booth with Katie Goodman. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for sticking around with us here as we get off to a bit of a late start here this evening. And Katie, San Antonio FC looking for a bit of a quicker start here tonight against Phoenix Rising. Got out of the gate slowly last Saturday against New Mexico United. Came back and took the lead, but in the end, it was United who came out with a 3-2 win, sending San Antonio FC to their 5th consecutive defeat.
It was a game that had people on their seats, to say the very least. It was an unlucky early goal there for San Antonio. Ended up being an own goal on Mitch Tainter, but it came from this bit of a miscommunication between him, Kendall Burks, just couldn't cover the goal there. And so, again, a tough uphill battle from there on out. But then it seemed like the tides of luck changed in their favor here. He gets on the end of a beautiful set piece. And then again, a second goal comes from another set piece, and it's Juan Agudelo who finishes it once again there. So all good stuff for San Antonio so far until this corner kick.
Yeah, Abdi Mohammed finishing, beautiful header. This was after New Mexico was handed a red card, went down a man. They equalize, and Greg Hurst in the second half off a penalty gives New Mexico the winner 3-2 as United still lays claim atop the table in the Western Conference. San Antonio 4 points below the playoff line. And Katie, Phoenix right now at the playoff line, sitting at 21 points, and they dismissed their manager last Saturday after a loss in Memphis. It's Diego Gomez will make his USL Championship debut as the head coach tonight for Phoenix Rising.
And it's going to be an interesting showing here for him. You know, another situation where an interim head coach is stepping up. They have to prove themselves here tonight. And he's got a championship team. And that's probably part of the reason why we saw the last coach get let go, right? You have 13 returners, 11 who are getting plenty of time. And now you got to see what he can do with all this firepower, because it's a team loaded with talent. It's kind of crazy that they're sitting just above the playoff line right now.
Danny Stone, who took over for Juan Garrett, dismissed after 17 weeks, with Rising struggling right now at 5 wins, 6 defeats, and 6 draws. Going back to San Antonio FC, though, as again, you see where their position is right now on the table, and we take a look at the state of the season for SAFC. And really, Katie, it could be, defined in a couple of different ways, but their attack has been less than stellar. Their defending hasn't been up to par for SAFC standards, and a lot of times their physicality gets them in trouble too.
That it does. I mean, leading the league here in fouls, no doubt. And that happens whenever you're going up against a ton of teams with tons of possession. You're going to have tactical fouls and, of course, the usual physical fouls. As you can see there, those goals conceded just coming from tons of defending all the time. If you don't have the firepower up top, you can expect it to come right back.
Yeah, and as for the fouls for SAFC this year and the physical play, that has at times, you remember with Jorge Hernandez, for example, here at Toyota Field in this possession, that ended up putting them down a man, getting the second red card. Those have been some of the issues that SAFC's had to work through this year.
Absolutely, and when you're working with a skeleton crew full of injuries, the last thing you want is a red card or maybe some not-so-smart fouls, right? So I think they've kind of learned their lessons. Some things have tamed down quite a bit, I think we've seen in these last few games, and they just don't have a ton of people that they can pull off the bench. So, Yeah.
Well, speaking of injuries, San Antonio FC has had 80 man games lost due to injury this year or to international call-up. But one guy's back tonight, and that's keeper Pablo Cisniega, who has not started a match since the early part of May against Oakland Roots. He is back after missing the last 8 matches, and couldn't be a moment too sooner.
Right. Alan Marcina must be so thrilled to have him back in the lineup. And he's mentioning, as these guys, he begins to get his full roster closer to the 80% mark, he's going to feel a lot more confident. But you got to pat these guys on the back here, working with what they've got. Multiple players playing full 90 minutes the entire season. Injuries are going to creep up. Fatigue is going to creep up. And they've done a great job just to push through.
Rocco Rios Novo was in the net when Phoenix won a championship last year. He is second in the championship in saves with those 56. It's not always a good thing. It speaks about Phoenix's defending this year.
Right. They've struggled quite a bit on following the runner. They've been a little bit too spread out in the back at times. Again, tons of different lineup changes there for Phoenix. So puts him under quite a bit of firepower. And you look at that 5-1 result there against Memphis that they just had. He made a ton of good saves as well. So you got to pat him on the back. If the ball is coming at you that amount of time, I mean, it's going to go in. So, yeah.
A lot of pressure on both these clubs, looking to be contenders at the start of the season, looking to turn their season around as we begin things in the second half of the season here tonight at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC Soccer on Bally Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. And by Rico's. Hey, San Antonio, keep it cheesy out there. Vote for Rico's means nachos for all. We got starting lineups and kick coming up on the other side on a rainy night here in South Texas. Don't go anywhere here on Bally Sports.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
And drive safe out there as there's plenty of traffic heading to today's big game.
Hey, Dad.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Tradition. It's what we share.
When you shop or donate at Goodwill, you help create good jobs in our community. Visit goodwillsa.org/goodjob. Good job, everyone.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Deep dishes for tourists. Tavern-style pizza is our thing. You just had to tell America about our thin, crispy crust.
Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each. Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the...
As the #1 wine retailer in Texas, we're always looking for incredible wines. And we found some of the absolute best in Europe, where, like H-E-B, many of the wineries are family-owned and over 100 years old. From Pinot Noir in France, to Sangiovese in Italy, to Tempranillo in Spain. Every bottle reflects their unique environment beautifully, and every glass is simply perfection. Exceptional European wines. Another reason why at my H-E-B, here, everything's better.
It's goal! It doesn't matter! It's Aguinaldo, his second at San Antonio FC. 17 weeks down, 17 weeks remaining here in the 2024 USL Championship campaign, and tonight a tasty matchup of the last two USL champions meeting at Toyota Field for the first time this season. San Antonio FC and Phoenix Rising get together as we take a look at starting 11s for both sides tonight. For visiting Phoenix under the guidance of interim head coach Diego Gomez, taking over for the dismissed Danny Stone. Mentioned Rocco Rios Novo in the net. Remy Cabral has been their lead attacker up top in the number 9 spot, tied for 14th in the championship with his team leading 6 goals. Keep an eye out for Darius Formello, who sits underneath them, the former Sacramento Republic and Oakland Roots striker. He is dominant as well with the ball, too. For Phoenix Rising Club, that we talked about San Antonio FC struggles on the attack. They've dealt with their problems scoring goals as well. San Antonio FC tonight back to their more familiar 3-5-2 formation with Mitchell Tainer, the captain, alongside Kendall Burks. And Burrow's going to be back there as well alongside him. Hopefully Juan Agudelo, those 2 goals, Katie, that he scored last Saturday is a sign of things to come in the second half of the year.
Right. I think if there's anything to take away from that is that he is really good on set pieces, being on the receiving end there, both between him and Jorge Hernandez. They really had some incredible work out there in this last game, and it's just that little piece of confidence I think that he can take and roll into this game. You
see also Kevin Lambert is back as well, too, after up with Jamaica in international duty in Copa America. Katie, your keys for tonight for both these clubs.
So for Phoenix, we kind of touched on that. Confidence is going to be really key for them here. They're down 5-1 in that last game against Memphis. They've got a new coach, and so it's coming in with the confidence as if nothing has ever changed, and having that renewed hope and bringing that into this game. And then on defense, continue tracking that runner. Every goal scored against typically has come from just simply not tracking their runner, taking the focus off of the ball while it's in the box. Just a bit of a struggle. San Antonio just maintaining that high press mentality, carrying over that confidence from those 2 goals they pulled in that last game, and then taking advantage of those set pieces.
So Diego Gomez tonight will make his USL Championship coaching debut. He was named the interim head coach last Saturday following the dismissal of Danny Stone after the club's 5-6-6 start through the first 17 weeks. Now, Gomez is a former goalkeeper. He's got academy experience at Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. And after playing professionally, he began coaching with AC Milan, Hong Kong in 2013. He's coached in Queensborough FC2 and the National Independent Soccer Association teams in Albion and Irvine Zeta as well.
A great guy to have as a head coach. It seems like goalkeepers, they just see the field so differently, and not only that, having a ton of European experience, bringing that here to the game would be good.
Through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Third kits for San Antonio FC unveiled yesterday and on the field tonight against Phoenix Rising FC. And it's been a tough last few weeks for Alan Marcina. 5 consecutive defeats. They've won just once in their last 9 matches. And getting caught up with the manager for SAFC earlier this week and still professing a lot of confidence in his club and the ability that they can turn it around here in the final 17 weeks of the regular season.
Plenty of games to go, really and truly. And if anyone can turn it around, it really is San Antonio FC. But he's going to need some guys to get much more healthy. He's going to have to try and keep a really consistent lineup going. I think that has been a big struggle for them too.
13 returnees from last year's club, 7 starters that played in that championship final against Charleston Battery that they won in penalties. They weren't expecting to be a club sitting at the 500 mark and sitting right at the playoff line through the first half of the regular season. Expect them to play better for their new coach here tonight.
Absolutely. And there are teams that are simply playoff teams, right? They didn't go into it winning the West and then winning the conference. I mean, they weren't this low in the table in the standings last season. But again, it's that point of time in the season when everybody starts turning things around or you don't.
See the raindrops falling here at Toyota Field. We'll kick this one off about 55 minutes later than our scheduled start time this evening. Showers in the area. Probably will play this match with rain either coming down hard or maybe not so hard at times. That certainly will play a part in this match. We don't expect any more lightning and any more lightning delays, that is, going forward, and hopefully that'll be the case. Center referee tonight is Greg Dupka. Working alongside him, the assistants Ben Rigel and Jacobo Zuniga. The fourth official is Melvin Rivas. And again, Mitchell Tainer and San Antonio FC sporting those alternate third kits sharp-looking red trimmed in black, with the black shorts, and Phoenix Rising in their away white kits here this evening, as both these clubs get set to begin the second half of the USL Championship campaign. San Antonio FC 4 points below the playoff line, sitting 11th in the table coming into Week 18. Phoenix Rising right at the playoff line, 21 points. They are 8th in the table as we kick things off here on a Saturday night here on Bally Sports. With Katie Goodman and our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us here this evening. The 14th all-time meeting between SAFC and Phoenix Rising, and it's dead even. 5 wins aside and 3 draws, making up the previous 13 matches. San Antonio FC has lost just 1 time to Phoenix Rising here at Toyota Field over the years.
But again, a very different team here. Now you can add rain into the mix of chaos on your bingo card here tonight, which I had not planned on. I don't think most of San Antonio did either. I know we have a hurricane brewing, but very different when you have rain just kind of pop up out of nowhere, but that is also Texas for you.
Well, and the only beauty of the rain popping up out of nowhere is that it severely drops the temperatures of what have been a 100-degree string of days here in South Texas, typical for the first week of July. 76 degrees temperature tonight at kickoff. Must be delightful.
You know, Phoenix, a team that does really good at home, and I think part of that is because of that heat, the desert weather that they play in. They definitely have an advantage out there. Of course, San Antonio very similar, but Phoenix much more of a dry heat. But now that changes things.
Pop Marboy, rookie out of Clemson, led the Tigers to a national championship a year ago. As Phoenix Rising will get forward here. Look up top with Darius Formella and Fede Varela. Out wide, Formella. Send it in on goal and scooped up there on the first touch for Pablo Cisniega, and that must feel good for him. His first match since the 4th of May, when he allowed 2 goals, made 2 saves against Oakland Roots, suffered a lower body injury on a tremendous save going down onto his hip, and he's missed the last 8 matches for San Antonio FC.
Part of that really was consistent, but it's got to be tough walking back into your first game and knowing that it's slick and there's a ton of rain on the ground. It's just all about confidence in that moment and knowing that you can handle anything no matter which way the ball is going to go, because it's just a smidge unpredictable here.
Cisniega with a record of 3 wins, 2 defeats, 4 draws, 11 goals conceded in just 9 matches, so pretty solid as Shannon Gomez will get forward here for San Antonio FC. Hawkinson dribbling out of the tackle, trying to work with Gomez, and well defended this time by Phoenix. As they'll make the clearance upfield, Rising begins the second half of the season. They sit tied for 10th in goals conceded, 21 allowed, 18 goals for, -3 goal differential, so they've been staunch at times defending. As mentioned, more times than not, it's been their attack that has let them down. Just 1 goal last Saturday away at Memphis, and scoreless the week prior in a rematch against Charleston Battery.
Here's a replay here, and 2 hands on the back with a bit of a shove. That'll get you the call every time.
Nelson Flores Blanco trying to maneuver his way around Lawrence Wyke. It's a bit of a homecoming here for Lawrence Wyke. He played 2 years collegiate soccer at Trinity here in San Antonio before transferring to Furman. Longtime USL Championship defender is in his first season here in Phoenix. Wyke anchors the back line along with Pop Marboy, Alex Fuenmayor, and JP Scursey tonight. John Stenberg on the bench. He missed last Friday in Memphis. Of course, Stenberg is going to be heralded in Phoenix for years to come with his equalizer in the 90th minute on a header service from Carlos Harvey that forced that game to extra time and eventual penalties, where Phoenix knocked off Battery in the championship final.
It's always nice to have players who you know can get in there and make it happen when it really counts, and that's exactly what I mean by them being a playoff team. When you just know when you have certain guys who are going to step up in big moments, and unfortunately for him, he's been in and out of the lineup these past couple of games. Available on the bench, he's been battling an injury, so we'll have to see if he's able to make an appearance.
Right now, Phoenix sitting back, allowing San Antonio FC to get forward here and kind of dictate things off the start. and at least conservative out of the back to begin here tonight for the Diego Gomez tenure.
I know San Antonio loves to press. They have that high press mentality forever and always, and probably just trying to get out in transition here. Just didn't have enough bodies forward in that moment.
Good switch of the play here. Lawrence White now will get forward. Formella overlapping off to his right. Darius Formella. 35 career goals in USL Championship. Zambrano. Potmar Boy back along with Skersey. White. Zambrano looking to make the run. Here's the switch.
A little bit of hesitation, just didn't see a clear path. Varela doing a great job to show an open passing lane.
San Antonio FC back with possession of the ball. Flores Blanco.
Say Nelson Flores Blanco doing what he does best, just driving out of the back, loves the 1v1s. Kind of the box-to-box guy here for San Antonio tonight. He can play outside back or that outside mid position.
Both clubs very tentative out of the gates here to start.
I would agree with that.
Not really much in the way of getting forward and designing an attack or creativity here. You wonder if the conditions obviously will play a factor into that here tonight. Or is it, again, the pressure of both these clubs where they currently sit right now? You start to grip that ball a little bit tighter with the way things have been going for both these clubs the last few weeks.
Absolutely. Both in similar situations here of just trying to rebuild that confidence, I think. You know, we started to see it for San Antonio in the last game, and then it quickly faded away there towards the end. And despite being up a man, that's a tough one to kind of come back from. And, you know, so when you're in that situation, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? But at some point, they're going to have to turn those jets on and switch on and bring the heat like they're used to.
In the meantime, these are two of the better possession teams in the championship. Phoenix at 55% and San Antonio 52% as Zambrano, there's a Jorge Hernandez gets clipped there in the midfield coming back, and
it's like holding the low back there. Not too great of a sign. We'll have a look back at it. And just looks like maybe a bit of a knee to the hip or to the back.
And I said Jorge Hernandez, it's actually Jose Hernandez. You got Jose Hernandez and Jorge Hernandez both on the pitch here tonight. Jose Hernandez is the native of Mexico City, but actually grew up in the Phoenix area, played high school at Maryville on the west side of Phoenix, and another longtime USL Championship player, 170 career matches in the championship for Jose Hernandez, who operates oftentimes as a number 8.
Not related to Jorge Hernandez at all whatsoever.
Not at all, no. Fuenmayor looking forward here. And Gabby Torres as he gets bumped down.
Here comes the bump. You've got Shannon standing him up quite a bit. He gets beat, and looks like his momentum's just still kind of carrying him forward there. But again, you got to be careful with those fouls from behind. It can catch up with you over time if it keeps happening.
Remy Cabral trying to make the run and sneaks past a defender, and Kendall Burks just couldn't handle things cleanly. We mentioned Remy Cabral at the top. Native of Paris, who was tied for 14th in the Golden Boot race. 24-year-old has 6 goals this season.
It's really a great service in, and Kendall Burks just loses sight of it, not too sure where it is. Got lucky on that bounce and on the touch there, because if Cabral had kept that in his possession, it would have been almost a guaranteed goal for him.
Cabral was the Golden Boot winner last year in MLS Next Pro. 19 goals in his 22 matches, coming over from Colorado Rapids too. Nearly a goal a game.
Another guy who's been in and out of the lineup these past couple of games. whether it's the 4-2-3-1 that they usually run or a 3-4-3. Usually he's involved up top, whether it's a sub-in or not, but again, just not a ton of consistency here in these last couple of games, which I think has been the bigger challenge there for Phoenix. And when you've got all the chips moving around, so you got to find some consistency. So, of course, Diego decided to go with the typical 4-2-3-1 that they've had.
Bobby Dooley, the president of Phoenix Rising, was asked about the dismissal of Danny Stone earlier this week, and basically pointed to two factors. The fact that his team really didn't have much of an identity through the first 17 weeks of the regular season, and they also just seemed to lack the energy, the intensity, and the focus at times for a club with the amount of talent that they had. And you mentioned players moving in and out of the lineup. They have a lot of quality players on their roster, and sometimes you have to, as a manager, have to make tough decisions about who to play, who doesn't play. It's hard sometimes managing players, keeping everybody happy, but your job as a manager is to put the best 11 forward on a given Saturday night, and Danny Stone wasn't getting that from his group through the first 17 weeks of the regular season.
Right, lots of egos to manage, but also when you've got so much talent, it makes you wonder why they aren't showing up to play for this coach. And so probably not a bad call there from Phoenix Rising FC to give someone else a shot at it.
Zambrano is taken off the ball. Kevin Lambert with Jamaica for their 3 matches in Copa America before they were eliminated in group play. Did not appear for Jamaica in those 3 matches, did Lambert. Good to have him back, though, here in San Antonio now. 28 career caps, though, adding a couple in World Cup qualifiers for Jamaica earlier this summer, and should help that midfield for Alan Marcina here moving forward.
Definitely a key guy to have back in the lineup. It is really evident when Kevin Lambert is not on the field. There's tons of space in the midfield not connecting to the back line, and it's tough when you've built a team around certain players, and he's one of those that really has to be in the lineup to make the wheels turn.
Gabby Torres was able to sneak past Shannon Gomez, but his service into the box is disrupted. Pop Marboy will step up here for Phoenix, and Rising will keep the pressure on. Zambrano gives it a go, and Cisniega will watch it fly wide of goal.
Not uncommon for him to take shots from far outside the 18. And I like it. I mean, he's got some space. He has plenty of touches to get it right. But I don't know if it's a rain situation, just didn't connect with the ball well. That one goes awry.
Zambrano is the Phoenix captain. This is his 49th appearance with Phoenix Rising. LaCava dispossessed is White. Works it back to Rocco Rios Novo. Despite the loss last Saturday against New Mexico United, San Antonio FC at times was the dominant club against the top team in the Western Conference. They outshot New Mexico 17-7. They outpossessed them 67-33. They put themselves in a position where they were up a man with a 2-1 lead in the 40th minute, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to play 50 minutes a man up with a lead. They couldn't be in a better position. But it's been a story that has been repeated so many times for San Antonio FC that when they go a man up, it seems to take away from the quality of their play. And once again, for the 3rd time this year, they suffer a loss from a winning position. That hasn't happened that many times since the inaugural 2016 campaign.
Yeah, and you know, as a team who's very high pressure focused, I think they struggle when they go a man down because the other team becomes really compact and it kind of closes some of the passing lanes and it changes the dynamic of the game, right? But what matters is that you're marking, especially in the box where it matters. That's where you're always going to have an uneven number if you're up a man, and they just didn't do that. I think it may have been a situation of where, oh, maybe we can take a breath here because we've been working so hard all season, multiple guys, full 90 all the time, and you just can't do that. That's actually, we need to be laying on the gas, putting the pedal to the metal, and sealing the deal.
Zambrano. Play it off. Mitchell Tainer will give us our first corner of the evening.
Good defense there from Tainter, and that wasn't the only game that got away from them. There's been a couple of games throughout this season for San Antonio where they're dominating in possession, they're getting looks and opportunities, they're just not putting them away up top, and then all it takes is one goal counter, and it's a loss or a tie.
Zambrano in an out-swinging position here will deliver us the first corner of the match as we come to the conclusion of the opening quarter hour. This ball will ride out of the area and serve forward, but not past the feet of Fede Varela. Varela puts one into the box and harmlessly cleared out there by San Antonio. Here's Jorge Hernandez. The runners getting forward off to his left, and Hawkinson and LaCava. Jake LaCava, edge of the box, and will earn San Antonio their first quarter.
It's a good hustle out in transition. I like the decision that Luke Hawkinson took to drive it there towards the center of the park, towards the box. That has really caught Phoenix off guard multiple times this season. If you've got guys moving on diagonals, it's going to discombobulate the back line every time. And so we're going to have to see here what San Antonio can do on these set pieces. Again, this is where they're really good.
Usually it'd be Jorge Hernandez taking him here, although he's nestled right next to Hawkinson, who will play it off to Hernandez, and back to Hawkinson here on the design. Plenty of room, gives a low shot a go. It's deflected out, and it'll be awarded another corner to San Antonio.
Bit of an argument on who this ball went out on, but let's see. Hawkinson with the look. It looks like it might have gone out on San Antonio on this one.
Burra might have deflected it out, but SAFC will take their second corner. A couple well-designed set pieces last Saturday night for SAFC that resulted in goals. There's Hawkinson's delivery towards that back post, brought down and cleared out by Phoenix as they'll look to counter now. Jose Hernandez with Varela. And Varela and Formella with some miscommunication. Agudelo been quiet to this point as they try to get him service upfield, and Agudelo commits the foul. Agudelo with his brace last Saturday night, first as a member of SAFC, and gives him now 17 goals in 77 career USL Championship matches. Also moves him into the top 20 in the Golden Boot race now with those 5 goals this year. Alex Fuenmayor, on-time center back with Houston Dynamo and RGV for many years. Formella, Zambrano, to dribble away here from Nelson Flores Blanco. Rocco Rios Novo plays well off his line for a keeper. Afraid to dictate and come out of the box, and very poised for the young Argentinian. It's kept in play by Flores Blanco.
Lots of South American talent out here. 5 guys from Venezuela. If you know anything about the Copa America lately, Venezuela has made it all the way up to the quarterfinals. Lost to Canada recently in PKs. Really unfortunate. Had a great run there.
A great run for LaCava before disrupted by Potmar Boy and White. Trying to clear Lambert. San Antonio letting things develop. Here's the switch. Shannon Gomez. Into the box. Marboy! Nearly an own goal. Nearly disaster for Phoenix. Marboy wasn't expecting to touch that one. He was trying to let it ride out, and then at the last moment got a piece on that, nearly put it into his own net.
Would have been absolutely devastating there, especially after the result against Memphis, but it lucked out for them. Shannon with some great placement, just nobody there to pick up on it. It was hard to read, I think. Lots of stagnation there up top. Tends to happen when you guys got guys set there in the back, but I mean, that ball really shouldn't be bouncing in the box at all.
A good reaction by Rios Novo for Phoenix, and now Rising will try to settle things down on their end. Zambrano and Formella. Remy Cabral, Darius Formella trying to sneak past Mitchell Tainer. Teammates together in Sacramento. As Tainer now Back with Flores Blanco and Lambert to collapse on him and defend out for Phoenix Rising. San Antonio will take the throw.
Great read there from Lambert. Looked over his shoulder, saw two coming, knew that was exactly what you had to do. Definitely strategic throw in here.
The approach tonight for San Antonio FC has been much different than sometimes we've seen in previous games, where they've tried to run the attack solely through Jorge Hernandez, and tonight that's not been the case. They've opened it up wide with Shannon Gomez and Flores Blanco out on the wings. Lambert coming back, and they've allowed him to dictate as well too. I get it, you have a great talent in Jorge Hernandez, but there has to be other creative pieces, and SAFC is trying to utilize that here so far.
Yeah, he can't do it all on his own, and it really helps having someone who can build out of the back and also get back. It takes some pressure off of the center midfielders. They're able to get up a little bit more. You've got Lambert who can hold if he needs, but a guy like Nelson, again, he's a box-to-box guy. He can get up and drive at people, or he can get back and defend really well. So I think that was just a great addition there for San Antonio.
There's numbers for Rising on the counter now as Lambert and the rest of SAFC will try to get numbers back behind the ball. As Gabby Torres coming up with Jose Hernandez here now on the counter for Phoenix. Scursy and Zambrano as Rising will try to stretch San Antonio's formation out here. Wyke, a little run forward here, corner of the box.
Doing well to move with pace too, something you don't see too often.
Wyke's delivery into the box, headed out. Hawkinson, the clearance out. Marboy avoiding a handball situation there, and Alex Fuenmayor.
Acrobatic avoidance, if you will. Again, doing a great job to really spread the field, cleats to chalk almost. It feels like there's a ton of daylight out here on this field, which we've not seen a ton of.
Here comes the press for San Antonio FC. Has got Phoenix going in the opposite direction. Marboy back to his keeper, Rocco Rios Novo, playing to the opposite side for Jose Hernandez, stepping up with the interception. Shannon Gomez into the box. Agudelo with the return ball to Gomez, and Phoenix steps up to make the clearance.
A couple good developments here from Shannon Gomez. Just tough when got all that momentum going. Almost would have liked to see it at the 5.
Tanner will head that one out. And now you can see San Antonio FC starting to build off some confidence here in their last few possessions with the ball. Laid off Phoenix a little bit in the first few minutes of the match, and now really pressuring this Phoenix Rising back third.
Doing a good job to stay compact despite Phoenix trying their best effort to spread the field.
Zambrano. Marboy and Fuenmayor. And again, try to stretch San Antonio out on the wide sides with Gabby Torres and Darius Formella. Cabral pressured there by Kendall Burks, and Burks be called for the foul.
Great movement there from Cabral. You can see why he's a leader in scoring. Just great start in the run. And it's a bit of a push, jersey holding. It's going to get Kendall Burks in trouble there, but luckily no harm, no foul.
Gabby Torres will earn a corner for Phoenix, their second here in the opening half hour. San Antonio FC a little closer to full strength than they've been with the return of Pablo Cisniega. Still missing a lot of bodies. Luis Salignac, Lucas Silva, Carter Manley among the notables still out of the lineup for San Antonio FC.
Salignac, a real detriment here for San Antonio. We're expecting to rely on him heavily, so fortunately went down pretty early in the season.
Cisniega reads that one off the feet of Zambrano all the way to him, and immediately gets rid of it upfield, although it drops to Wyke and Hernandez.
It's player interference for sure there. Got in the way of the punt.
Cabral with the left foot over goal, and the return back to Cisniega.
Tough to take the shot from that angle, but not undoable there for Cabral. Key for San Antonio is to not get caught chasing the ball. Just play their own game, dominate in pockets, get numbers and jerseys, stay compact. Which they seem to be doing well.
Another good run here for Shannon Gomez. Edge of the box. It's Luis Hernandez, and a great save off the feet and off the fingertips there of Rocco Rios Novo.
Rios Novo with a huge save. Wonderful drive in, and then it's at the feet of Jorge, and you think it's going in, but it's that split save there from Rocco Rios Novo. He did that as well in the Memphis game. There's been a couple of times where he's saved goals there. Definitely has done his stretches before the game, that's for sure, but one heck of a save.
His first big save of the evening. Swung in from Hernandez in the corner. La Cava outside the area. Can't get that one back through.
Unfortunate Jorge wasn't able to put it away, but again, we're seeing some really positive buildup there in the attack for San Antonio. Good combinations.
Cabral, flag stays down, the cutback, Cabral turning, goes it down in the area, no call. Just too much dribbling there for Remy Cabral, trying to open up and ended up going to ground, couldn't earn the penalty.
The struggle there was from that first touch. Let's look back at it. He gets there, and right there he tries to take the cut. He probably should have fired it off after that first cut, then just try to scramble, make something of it. Took 3 guys, though, to depossess him from the ball.
So the game opening up here a little bit is Hawkinson now. Working outside, La Cava's play the advantage, says the center referee, as Hawkinson goes down behind the play.
Can't ignore the nice little bicycle kick from Juan Agudelo over there on the sideline just to put it back in play. That's the kind of heart I like to see from San Antonio. Doing anything you got to do to keep it going and moving.
Gomez searching out Agudelo. Cabral. Torres. Cabral keeps it in play, or did he not? He did not. The throw awarded back to San Antonio. San Antonio FC has not won since the opening day of June, as the rain continues to fall here at Toyota Field. That was a 1-0 win here at Toyota Field against Memphis, which has jumped all the way now to second in the Western Conference table. San Antonio has lost their last 5, including back-to-back losses here at Toyota Field for the first time since May of 2016.
You know that hurts, but also those types of stats got to weigh on people. What a beautiful tackle there. So well played. It's gutsy to do in the box, but
Agudelo grabbed.
It was clearly a tactical foul that the ref was not going to give up.
Flores Blanco. Jorge Hernandez. Hawkinson, and now Shannon Gomez overlapping on the right side. Hawkinson.
Might be looking for Nelson backside here.
Instead, it's Hernandez. This one towards that back post, and White will let it ride out. It's the one thing Phoenix does well. They get numbers behind the ball. They don't make a ton of mistakes, particularly with that veteran back 3 or back 4. Got guys like Hernandez and Zambrano who've been in this league a long time as midfielders who know their roles to come back and defend. And so the quality chances They don't come often against a championship club like Phoenix, even though Rising has been struggling this year.
They seem to struggle on the set pieces, just tracking that runner. It's almost like they get a little bit too set, hands on the hits. I don't know if it's a fatigue situation or what, but last couple of set plays that we've seen from Phoenix have not gone well, just simply not tracking the runner.
Duel won by Kendall Burks with Remy Cabral in the vicinity, although a giveaway this time will allow Cabral to get back on the ball. This volley, however, ends up at the feet of Hawkinson. Hawkinson will switch here over to Flores Blanco.
Liking that quick switch, which opens up quite a bit of passing lanes.
Hernandez.
Got Agudelo potentially for a check-in, but he's going to go to the chalk.
Patience has been the game so far through the first half hour for both sides. Gomez taking a look in the box, and Rios Novo, the only one over there to claim it. Paco Rios Novo was invited at the end of last season to Argentina in their preparation for the Olympic Games coming up in Paris. So their U23s didn't make the squad. Of course, it's a rich club when it comes to talent, even at the U23 level for Argentina.
Yeah, that's a hard one to make. Can't even knock them for that. Argentina taking on Canada actually here pretty soon.
Semifinals. What a showing for Canada in their first ever Copa America. You mentioned knocking off Venezuela yesterday in penalties, much I'm sure to the dismay of the two Venezuelans on the bench tonight for Phoenix, Gardo Rito, and the former San Antonio FC striker Juan Azacar.
Really, they played such a quality tournament too. It's interesting to see them fall to Canada.
Hernandez. Flores Blanco. Lacava will head that one forward. Fuenmayor had Agudelo covered as Rios Novo.
Not letting him breathe at all whatsoever there, which I like to see from Phoenix, because there's been a couple of times where they've just given strikers a little bit too much space and they pay for it. That was not going to happen here with Agudelo.
(61-39) early possession numbers in favor of Phoenix, although San Antonio FC has had the better of the chances here through the first half hour. Both clubs with two shots, and the one on target by Hernandez that was kicked aside by Rios Novo about 10 minutes ago. There'll be a foul here into the back of Agudelo goes Pop Marboy.
Another shove from behind. Phoenix bringing the intensity and the pressure. And that'll put Agudelo right down on the pitch. Something that Marcina is not happy to see, all things considered.
Well, this was where San Antonio FC was dangerous last Saturday night against New Mexico United in these set-piece situations. In a similar spot, Jorge Hernandez on this delivery found Agudelo for his brace that gave San Antonio FC the lead in the 37th minute. It's Hernandez. That ball tails back, and Gabby Torres is there at the end to deflect it out for the throw.
Took an interesting bend there. It would have been a hard one to get to. Kind of want it to fall there right between the 5 and the 18, right at that corner. Be nice. San Antonio has to get it together again here. Again, they've just got to take advantage of those set pieces.
Third and fourth set piece goals of the season last Saturday night. Scored 12 of them off set pieces a year ago. It's a nifty little turn here now. And another corner here is Hawkinson trying to do it all there down by the byline.
He had Jorge camped right there at the 5, but wasn't exactly the clearest look. He would have had to hit it perfectly through traffic. Excuse me, past the 5, not the 5, just right outside the 18. Still would have had a clear look at it, but hey, why not get a corner?
Hernandez with that magical left foot here now in an in-swinging position. We'll play it short with Hawkinson. And back out to Jorge Hernandez. And a foul whistled inside the box against San Antonio FC. And Burrow with an additional word with Greg Dupka, the center referee. He's claiming his kit was tugged.
Unfortunate, it looked like something pretty good was brewing there.
Cabral using that strength. He's looking in Darius Formella's direction. The ball never arrived at his feet. Flores Blanco. As Agudelo brings it down. Agudelo cutting to the inside. Unable to get the shot off. Good work by Hawkinson, keeping it moving. Jorge Hernandez. As it rides past both Agudelo and Flores Blanco.
Things heating up for San Antonio. Just it's that final pass they're struggling to connect. Great work from Agudelo to bring that down, to control it. Looked like a bit of ref interference, trying to get out of the way while Hawkinson was making his way in to give some support. But
well, their offense coming up with 2 goals last Saturday night, which in the previous 43 games when they had scored multiple goals, they were unbeaten. 32-0-11 going back to 2022 with 2 or more goals. That was the first time since a loss against Austin Bold that San Antonio had scored multiple goals in a match and came up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Agudelo, as a yellow will be shown here. Lawrence Wyke.
I mean, even before that, it was a full-on bear hug from Wyke. It wasn't until after the fall that the ref called it, kind of let some of those moments slide.
Actually, it was Marboy, rather.
But even before that tackle, it was Wyke who was holding on to Agudelo. Either way, primed for the right time to score a goal.
The 4th caution of the season to Senegalese native Pop Marboy. Good-looking set piece for San Antonio FC here just before halftime. Hawkinson and Hernandez over the ball. Hernandez to the back post, and it's a tremendous finish! What a goal from Juan Agudelo! On the end of the Jorge Hernandez service, Agudelo gives San Antonio FC the lead.
We found a pattern here, Dan. It's Hernandez, Agudelo, off the set piece. We've got to look back at it. What a beautiful, beautiful placement. And he gets just away from the defender. And not only that, but he places it perfectly across the net. Top bin. Nothing the kid could do about it there. Goes right under his arm. And it's Phoenix just caught watching. You know, I think they don't expect his burst of speed there in those moments, but man, can he turn it on for a 5-yard stretch.
It's his 3rd goal in the last 2 matches, his 6th goal of the campaign. Juan Agudelo, first time. As you wonder how that service from Jorge Hernandez gets through all the way to the back there. And Agudelo, the runner, on the first time, able to put it past the keeper, Rocco Rios Novo, and in to give San Antonio FC the 1-goal lead.
It's almost like his foot is a magnet for Jorge Hernandez services in off those set pieces. But again, it's a situation. San Antonio's up. Can they hold it down?
And it forces Phoenix to perhaps change their approach here a little bit now, as they haven't offered much in the way of an attack in this first half. Remy Cabral has had a couple of chances up top, but they've underutilized Darius Formella outside on the right flank. Zambrano and Fede Varela haven't been able to offer Phoenix much in the way underneath either.
Yeah, it feels like a big chunk of the game plan is going through Cabral, but a lot of times he'll check in really deep. He's got a couple guys on him. That's when you need someone running in behind for a flick, creating some sort of diagonal movement.
Good movement here from Gabby Torres. Will turn back to the outside. As Phoenix earns the throw here. Juan Agudelo in the 39th minute. First time on the service from Jorge Hernandez, who gets his USL Championship leading 7th assist of the campaign and his 17th assist with San Antonio FC. Fuenmayor deflects to Agudelo. Here's White and Formella. Formella into the box. Fuenmayor will settle. San Antonio FC just makes the clearance forward. Some pressure here for Phoenix just before halftime.
Really dangerous service in. Had anybody, any white jersey, even been in the vicinity of that, could have been a goal.
The switch from Fuenmayor. Potmar Boy. Dangerous position, and Nelson Flores Blanco will turn it out. Jorge Hernandez grimacing as he holds that right ankle.
I was going to say, up until that moment, Phoenix had done well to possess and build out of the back. San Antonio just working that high press like they do. That chip in is really, really tricky. When you've got multiple red jerseys to put your back line under that kind of pressure, you might as well send it up. Or use your keeper.
Been a struggle here in this first half for the rookie, Potmar Boy. He nearly had an own goal in the opening minutes on a service in from Shannon Gomez. He's fortunate not to be whistled for a foul in that instance. This confrontation with Jorge Hernandez, and a foul here now outside on the aforementioned Gomez.
And I didn't really see that as a foul considering some of the other things he hasn't called, but again, he's down there. We are not. Another thing you can't really see on your screen is the light mist coming from the rain, so while they can see pretty well, things are still really slippery out there. What a great ball in.
Zambrano, fouled by Kevin Lambert.
look back at it, a foul that I don't think is really necessary, but Lambert getting there, body checking, sending him down. Not exactly a flagrant, so to speak.
And Zambrano still down. So the referee will mark the spot and give Phoenix a chance here on a set piece of their own. And once again, the rain coming down to Toyota Field. Times we've seen peaks of lightning out in the distance, but clearly far enough that it hasn't stopped the play here.
Really dangerous position to be in.
Center referee and the assistant now showing 1 minute of added time here at the end of the first half. That one flicked towards the back post and lands at the feet. And the chance for Gabby Torres, and he turns it over goal.
The ball fell exactly where you would want it to. It ricochets. It's a great effort and just can't put it away. Kevin Lambert just doing the best that he can there to make something of that service and get it out, but the clearance wasn't big enough. Again, another really lucky moment for San Antonio here.
Third shot of the half for Phoenix, but all three have been off target. Agudelo goes down. Jorge Hernandez back on the ball. Knocked aside from him. And Phoenix rising now with one last wave of attack here before the halftime whistle. Rides past Flores Blanco and Mitchell Tainer, and that'll do it for the opening 45 minutes. And a late goal before halftime for Juan Agudelo and San Antonio FC off the service of the foot of Jorge Hernandez. His 17th career assist in San Antonio FC colors. And Agudelo with his 6th goal of the year, taking it first time. San Antonio FC has the 1-0 lead at halftime here on the soggy night at Toyota Field. We got more coming up on the other side. Our halftime continuing on. Don't go anywhere. Back with more here on Bally Sports.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the fours.
The Taco Bell Cravings Value Menu. 10 choices, each just $3 or less. Starring the cheesy double beef burrito. Double the seasoned beef, all the cheesiness, and so much craveable flavor. Get it on the Cravings Value Menu, only at Taco Bell.
Who can tell me what they want to be when they grow up? Rico?
Are you seriously gonna have nachos for all?
What would you do if you won a big jackpot? Buy a new car, take a vacation, pay off your house, turn your dreams into reality at Texas' premier entertainment destination, Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
And drive safe out there as there's plenty of traffic heading to today's big game.
Dad.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Tradition. It's what we share.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I kind of lined you up too sharp.
I know, bro. It's just so bad.
10 seconds left.
Like, I can't show you this in good faith, bro.
Time.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Nice.
Wait. First off, before.
Listen, you don't need to make excuses. I get it.
Who's that?
I tried to just get your lineup at least. That's why I said I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't.
Were you like trying to draw a pancake or something? Oh my goodness.
I think mine turned out pretty good.
What the hell is that? You tell me my lineup looks like that?
The green eyes was supposed to be boom on the dot. Peek, peek. That's crazy.
Yeah. I even got your maple leaf in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bro, my eyes are down here. My nose. I don't even know what that is, bro. I got an upside down face. Flip it upside down and then it'd be all right. Okay. Yikes. Got it.
Sal got it! Soulhead finishes it! Oh, Mama with the yama!
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
On the go from distance. Oh, what a goal! How about that?
Torres near the near post, sends it to the middle, then back of the net. Phoenix has an early one.
Fred! El Paso lead on the
road. We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Sal got it! Soulhead finishes it! Oh, Mama with the yama!
We started about 55 minutes late because of a lightning delay. The rain has been coming down throughout the match, but San Antonio FC right now raining down on the newcomer parade of Diego Gomez and Phoenix Rising. The home side leads at 1-0 here on Valley Sports. We welcome you back upstairs to a dry broadcast booth. Katie Goodman, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us here. And Katie, so far so good for San Antonio FC. You know, I think we're starting to see a little bit more of what you expect for San Antonio from their side of the field, defending and then taking advantage clearly of what Jorge Hernandez brings to them on set pieces.
Right, the physicality and the lower possession, I feel like, is very much the old San Antonio FC. They're moving with that vertical mindset, and of course it was that set piece that has thrown everything off balance, but really Pablo Cisniega coming in, he's got secure hands, he looks confident, and that's one of the first times he was tested here in this game. So Phoenix really bringing the heat here, tons of fouls left and right on both sides. not making this easy for San Antonio at all. But here we go, San Antonio building out of the back, doing well to possess, being patient up top. A couple of times where they had some moments where that could have been a very lucky one for them, an own goal, or even times where this could have been a 2-1, 3-1 game easily. And then some close calls there for San Antonio, but Pablo Cisniega doing what he does best, getting up, meeting the ball, sticky gloves, even in all of this rain. Doing a great job.
Here was one of the chances you were talking about. This is a great drive by Jorge Hernandez and a better split save there by Rios Novo.
Right, great build up there. The combination between Shannon Gomez and Agudelo puts him right in front of goal, but it's that split save from Rios Novo that is no one's getting past. And again, the hustle there from Jorge Hernandez that earns him this PK.
And here's the goal. Agudelo, first time. Wonderfully done.
And I mean, free kick, not PK, but it's like a magnet here to Agudelo's boot, putting it in the side netting upper bin area. I mean, he is just loving the set pieces. And if you know that you've got two guys flowing like that, you're going to want to try to create a set piece at any chance that you can get. I mean, it's not going to be hard here in this game. It's so physical on both sides. But I think we've really found a combination that finally works for San Antonio. They've struggled in run of play.
Yeah.
But they've got it on the free kicks.
Third time they've connected here in the last 2 weeks. We'll take a look at the numbers from the first 45 minutes. So, again, you talk about Phoenix has defended well here tonight with the exception of the one set piece. San Antonio FC has defended very well in this match.
They have. Nothing stands out to me as accidental or turnovers or miscommunications. Again, it's feeling a lot more like themselves. Maybe it was a pep talk that they needed after that game. Maybe they needed that kind of shock, slap in the face, so to speak, against Mexico United. But they're doing great here. Again, possession. I'm not worried about it. That's old San Antonio style of play that they're doing well here. Duels won. Major imbalance there going to Phoenix Rising, 74.1%. But for them, it's about just holding on to that and making something happen in the final third. You cannot put all that pressure on Cabral. He needs guys checking in behind. He's that top center striker, and if he's coming down to receive the ball, somebody needs to be moving in behind him.
Phoenix has attacking options on the bench. Be curious to see Diego Gomez, what adjustments he makes as his first time as a head coach here at halftime.
Right, he really hasn't had to. I mean, he's got the same guys in as before, doing their jobs, it seems. 1-0 result, not too bad. Again, Phoenix Rising has created some stuff, but just not guys there to really finish the job. Nobody there in that final pass, so to speak. And again, you've got guys like Varela who are doing a great job to show passing lanes, but how do you connect him to Formella? How do you connect them to Cabral and really make something happen? So let's see what changes he's got going into this next half.
All right, second half coming up here in just a little bit. It's raining, it's wet outside, but love in the air here at Toyota Field. She says yes. We got more coming up on the other side here on Valley Sports.
When you shop or donate at Goodwill, you help create good jobs in our community. Visit goodwillsa.org/goodjob. Good job, everyone.
Dear Texas, we've got something super sweet you just have to try. Sugar Rush Melons. They're part of H-E-B's Dream Melon lineup, and they really live up to their name. These melons are the sweetest around, and they're only at H-E-B. Here to enjoy for a short, but definitely sweet time. Sugar Rush Dream Melons. To Texas with love, from H-E-B.
3 nuns were driving through Austin and they got a flat tire. They stop in front of a frost bank. Next thing you know, a frost banker walks out and changes their tire? Hold on. This can't be real.
It's a real story.
And the nuns?
Yeah, they weren't even Frost customers.
Dude! You think I can be a nun?
Not a chance, sister.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know.
When your family is growing, we're here for you throughout your pregnancy with just the right care and support for you, for your baby, as your family welcomes your newest little ray of sunshine.
Who can tell me what they want to be when they grow up? Rico?
Are you seriously gonna have nachos for all?
San Antonio FC Soccer on Valley Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. Week 18, the second half, beginning of the USL Championship season. We wrap up a long 4th of July weekend looking around the out-of-town scoreboard to the Western Conference table. Orange County is next up for San Antonio FC at home tonight and routing Memphis 901 3-0. 0-0 in Oakland between Oakland and Louisville. Earlier finals tonight, Monterey Bay, a winner over Pittsburgh Riverhounds this evening. As we start to take a look at the playoff races going forward here in both conferences. Second half action coming up on the other side when we return here on Valley Sports.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
And drive safe out there as there's plenty of traffic heading to today's big game.
Hey, Dad.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Tradition. It's what we share.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the fours.
Second half about to be getting underway here from Toyota Field. SAFC with a 1-0 lead over Phoenix Rising. Hey, make this summer an unforgettable one from our friends at Community First Health Plans. One grand prize winner will receive a private practice with a coach and a player here at Toyota Field. 5 winners will get 10 tickets to a future SAFC game. You can enter now at sanantoniofc.com/communityfirst for your chance to win the experience of the summer. Talk about dedication on a night like tonight. Those fans and all of them here at Toyota Field who have braved the elements to watch the home side go ahead 1-0 at the half. As we kick things off in the second 45 minutes with Katie Goodman, our entire crew, kudos to them for braving the elements this evening. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us here on Valley Sports.
We're so lucky to be in this box with dry air right now. Everyone else is just soaking in the rain at the moment, but true fans nonetheless, especially the bunker nice and full. Not holding back on those smoke bombs for the goals. And I think there were supposed to be some fireworks tonight, which will not be happening. Maybe for the better.
Well, all the fans wanted the fireworks on the field, and Agudelo and Jorge Hernandez have provided that to this point.
I'm sure they'd prefer those kind of fireworks anyway.
Flag up on the offside against Phoenix. San Antonio FC on the reset. As Hernandez gets forward. Oh, what a take! Oh, my goodness, Kevin Lambert did not miss by much.
I had to double take that one. I thought that was in the upper bins there. Man, what a look, and from distance and power to stay over it. It's really looking like such a quality San Antonio team. It's the hustle. He finds that ball on the deflection, doesn't even let it come down, just off the volley, all laces. I feel like that speaks to Kevin Lambert's quality, like just in that one highlight. Impeccable skill.
27-year-old from Jamaica, nearly igniting more fireworks here at the start of the second half. Meanwhile, the press continues for SAFC without the ball on Phoenix as they concede. SAFC continues to dominate in the midfield here. For many years, when they grabbed a lead at home, they were virtually unbeatable. When they grabbed a lead anywhere, they were virtually unbeatable, and that is Not been the case this season, of course, as we mentioned. They've lost 3 times from a winning position. But more disappointing is the fact that tonight was just the 9th time this season that they've scored the opening goal. And of the previous 8 matches, they've only won 4 of them.
You know, I will say it does feel like a slightly different team out here tonight. If they feel more confident, there hasn't been a ton of turnovers. I mean, it's almost like they were just waiting for that perfect moment off the set piece. It's kind of like when you've done it so many times, you just expect it to happen. And I think that's kind of that energy that they're working with here. And as a coach in the second half of the season, that's where you want them to be.
Rocco Rios Novo. Torres with Shannon Gomez on his back, and Gomez volleys it along in the direction of Hawkinson. As he's run off the ball there. Phoenix Rising just 4 goals in their last 5 matches. 1 in the loss last Friday away at Memphis. Scoreless in the rematch against Charleston the week prior. They have only scored multiple goals 4 times this year. They've actually been shut out more times than they've scored multiple goals in a match this season. Fuenmayor. The foul whistled on Agudelo. Jose Hernandez, Cabral, Varela. Kendall Burks was able to get in front of that one and disrupt things.
One of the better combinations we've seen from them, just kind of pinging things around there, but still didn't have a ton of control to it.
Varela, nice return ball from Fuenmayor. The turn from Varela. Zambrano! Cisniega calmly handles that one.
Quality read there from Cisniega too. Already really in the right position to receive that and make him work too much there. Varela doing a great job just trying to pull defenders in, opening up that shot.
Cisniega will turn 29 tomorrow. Gets an early birthday present getting back in the lineup tonight for the first time since the 4th of May. Missing the last 8 matches with a lower body injury that he suffered. Coming down with a tremendous save against Oakland Roots.
Probably the best birthday present you can ask for, especially as a 29-year-old still playing high-level soccer and getting right back in it, beating the injury. It's a lot harder as you get older.
Rios Novo got the footsteps coming there from Agudelo. Fuenmayor. It's directed out there by LaCava. Varela a lot more involved here at the start of the second half.
I agree. He was pretty quiet there in that first half, but it wasn't because lack of effort.
Nice run from Zambrano here. Lambert directs that out. It'll be a corner. It'll be the 3rd one awarded to Phoenix tonight.
Going back to Varela, he was making all the runs and all the moves, showing in the center, showing passing lanes. Just ball wasn't making it to him, and I think that must have been the chat in the locker room there. And beautiful slide tackle there from Kevin Lambert, all ball.
14 chances created this season by Varela from his midfield position. Zambrano has 21 chances created as he's over the ball here in the 3rd corner of the evening for Phoenix. The visitors down a goal here in the opening minutes of the second half. Whistle and wave off the goal for Fuenmayor as he knocked one past Cisniega. Physical play inside in the box. Their best playmaker, Phoenix's Panos Armanakis, not in the 18 tonight. 2 goals and an assist in his 16 appearances. That's a loss in creativity for them, certainly up front. A foul here on Agudelo.
Armanakis also leads the team in chances created with 30. Just a big piece missing for Phoenix. But looking back, what got the whistle? Like a bit of elbow in the mix.
JP Scursy catching the back of Agudelo there. Fuenmayor. The ball's behind Jose Hernandez there, and Tabura. Gabby Torres with the switch, and Lawrence White. We're at that far touch line there. Varela lost it. Lambert will just clear ahead. Scursy as he loses his footing, trying to search out Torres. It's a wonderful ball. Torres! Cabral! First time just wide. Tremendous development, though, out of the back by Phoenix.
Quality stuff, and it all came from a big, quick switch. Getting down into that corner, Cabral had enough space to run into. Really should have been a little more touch tight on him, but even still, it cut off his angle. Worked out for San Antonio, but what a nice service in off the bounce as well. I think people don't give him enough credit on how difficult that could be, just to get that ball across your body into the zone, and also to hit to Cabral's feet in this rain. So all good stuff there.
Yeah, all started by JP Scursy. From the midfield there, Torres, Cabral, the first time take, just wide of goal. They've still yet to put one on Cisniega tonight. Has Phoenix rising. That was their 7th shot of the match, and actually do have one unofficially now on target. And a foul by Juan Agudelo. Second or third time that Agudelo has been whistled here in the second half.
Felt like more of bodying than it did a foul, but got to control the game.
Flores Blanco. Service, and Rio Snova will pull it down. Good run from Zambrano. Jose Hernandez, Fede Varela. Out wide, Gabby Torres. Torres to the back post. Kevin Lambert, the clearance. Lawrence White brings it down. White gives it a go! Off the crossbar! Off the fingertips of Cisniega, who pushes it off the bar, and his best save in months.
Round of applause here for Cisniega. Look at that rocket. And he gets there, gets a glove on it. It hits the post. If he had not moved quickly, if he had not gotten a glove on it there, that would have been a goal. And with that kind of power to deflect it, this is exactly why he's a starter here right now.
It's another corner for Phoenix. And they've started to build a little momentum here over the last few minutes. Testing Pablo Cisniega. The San Antonio FC back line. Varela. Zambrano. And the flag is up. As Varela tried to volley back to Zambrano, and you could tell by his motion and movement, he knew he was in an offside position.
He's waiting for the ref to blow that whistle. Ref's going to ask him to take a couple steps back.
San Antonio FC is going to need to provide a little more counterpunch here. For Phoenix has woken up here over the last few minutes in this beginning stages of the second half.
I think they've just been exploiting that gap between the back line and the midfield a little more. San Antonio gets a little aggressive, leaves the gap at times. Moving much better with the ball, too.
Lawrence White. Cut back. Formella into the box. Headed and beautifully done by Phoenix and Varela, rather, with the equalizing goal that has leveled this match at 1.
And just like that, absolute beautiful soccer here from Phoenix. And it's all about those deep services in. They're realizing, hey, get that ball in the mix from out wide, but it's this header. He's just wide open, no man's land. There to receive is Varela, the guy who's been quiet in the first half, not quiet at all this second half, wanted it, put it away.
Federico Varela, his 3rd goal in the 59th minute, his 8th career goal. The Argentinian has leveled here at Toyota Field 1-1 with a half hour remaining, and is deserving for Phoenix, who's been the better club here in this first quarter hour of the second half.
Absolutely, they have dominated. They've wanted it. I'm not mad about what we're seeing from San Antonio in the attack. They're getting into some good positions. It's that final cross in that they're struggling with here. But Phoenix have stepped it up, and that means San Antonio has to do the same if they really want to stay in this. Case of just keeping the guys in the box too much of an arm's length away instead of staying touch tight, making things difficult. I mean, he really didn't have much of a challenge there on that header.
That should make for a very interesting final half hour here. Back on level terms at 1. Shannon Gomez. Tainer. Flores Blanco. The turn by Cabral. Well read by Kendall Burks. Flores Blanco out wide. Jorge Hernandez. Leads USL Championship, does Hernandez, and crosses attempted 146 coming into play tonight.
Both he and Nelson out there on that left side doing a great job of just switching in and out.
Agudelo this time. Just couldn't get underneath that ball.
Tough one, but you got to appreciate the effort there.
Hernandez will earn the foul there. Flores Blanco. Deliver another cross into the box, and this one is to Pop Marboy, who will head it out. Formella attacking Lambert there. Lambert will dribble out of the tackles. And again, Flores Blanco and Jorge Hernandez as they continue to work on this left flank. This one to the back post, and Shannon Gomez will run it down over on the near side. Hawkinson into the box. Marboy, the clearance. Hernandez trying to make the inside run, forced to the outside.
Great look from Hernandez for the Meg. Just didn't quite work out there through traffic. But you can just see the difference in this team. A lot of it is stemming from that composure from Lambert there. Able to draw guys in and still find passing lanes. This is where you want guys moving, losing defenders.
Tainer. San Antonio FC find one in the run of play here in the second half. Agudelo fighting his way against Marboy, who will just turn and direct that one out into the seats.
Looked like a bit of a jersey pull in the mix. Ref says play on.
Both managers through the hour mark sticking with their respective units here tonight. Here's Gabby Torres. Fuenmayor back to his keeper. Jorge Hernandez. Our boy, the challenge of defending Jorge Hernandez. Wrestling him to the ground, and they'll call Jorge Hernandez for the foul.
Hard to make a case for that one. Maybe the slow replay will show us a little more. Good defending, standing him up. There's a bit of a jersey pull. That's going to get Jorge Hernandez every time.
The perspective of the center referee, Greg Dupka, is looking forward, where he sees Jorge Hernandez's left arm come out and grab the jersey right in his sight line. It's the first thing that the center referee would see in that instance, and likely what gets Jorge there.
Which is unfortunate because he really did have a great command of the ball in that moment. I mean, it got a little behind him. I don't think he would have been beat on the ball either.
And with Popmar Boy needing additional attention, chance for an unofficial hydration break, even on a 75-degree evening here in South Texas. As we talked about all the changes in Phoenix, of course, with Diego Gomez taking over for Danny Stone. That has bumped up the succession in terms of the assistants. And the former San Antonio FC wingback Darnell King now becoming one of the lead assistants for Phoenix Rising. Is a guy who played in the championship final a year ago against Charleston Battery, and now Darnell King, the lead assistants to Diego Gomez on the Phoenix Rising bench.
There's all the turnover that you have. It's only a matter of time before you start stepping up and taking things up a notch there. So pat on the back to him. Good stuff there. And, you know, I think also it's a testament to Juan Guerra and the legacy that he led while he was here before leaving to Houston Dynamo. Such a quality group of guys that he was able to really do something with. Of course, you have the high hopes that Diego might be able to fill those shoes in the way that they had hoped would be the case earlier this season.
You see Darnell King there in the back, and another former San Antonio FC face, and Emil Cuello momentarily getting set to come on here. Such a legacy here in San Antonio over the past 8 seasons now, that players scattered throughout USL Championship and now even on the benches.
Small world indeed in the soccer world, especially the higher you go up in the professional ranks and the national ranks. Everyone kind of knows everyone.
And it's going to be a twofer in terms of former San Antonio FC players that are going to come on here momentarily for Phoenix Rising. Juan Azakar, in a like-for-like sub, will come on for Gabby Torres here in the 67th minute. And Emil Cuello will come on for Jose Hernandez here. Azakar last year in San Antonio, 16 appearances, did not score. 17 goals in his 92 USL Championship matches as the Venezuelan makes his return to Toyota Field. Gabby Torres' night is complete, and Emil Cuello, a one-time former first-round pick by LA Galaxy back in 2019. He too spent 16 matches here in San Antonio in one season, 2 goals before being traded off to Sacramento in a loan switch that brought Mitchell Tainer to San Antonio many moons ago.
Hard to imagine a San Antonio FC without a Mitch Tainer. He's really made quite the impact here. It's not often he misses a game. one of the few that has survived all the roster changes this season.
We saw Azakar run up that left flank last year for San Antonio FC. For one reason or another, Katie, his fit just was never right here in San Antonio. And this after a career season the year prior with Oakland Roots, where he was a double-digit goal scorer for Roots. SAFC was hoping to bring that magic here and just never materialized with this group.
I know they were hoping for some fitness to get back. He struggled a little bit there, but then once he got really into the lineup, again, just didn't quite mesh and connect. And one thing about that team last season is they were not going to waste time in switching out bodies and making changes there in the lineup. Had business.
Of course, Azakar scored one of the most brilliant goals ever in the history of this field. At the death, a bicycle kick equalizer some 5 seasons ago. That was when he was playing for Rio Grande Valley in his first year in USL Championship, and the Venezuelan was coming onto the scene in USL. Play the advantage for San Antonio. Here they go off to the races. Agudelo going to try to run this one down, and he's just going to run out of fuel in the tank trying to track down that ball.
I was hoping it'd be more of a slip and slide type situation with all of this rain. Just came to a bit of a stop. Still the pressure that they needed just to keep that ball on the other side of the field. It's really not looking good for San Antonio here. Jake LaCava.
Yeah, obviously well behind the play there, defending. He is struggling to get up. And you've got several personnel running out now for San Antonio FC.
Huge aggressive foul. I understand wanting to play the advantage, but the advantage wasn't strong enough there in that situation. You can see really holding onto his shin and his ankle. Just an intensely aggressive foul. I mean, the slide tackle was going to be a long shot to begin with.
This might force a sub for Alan Marcina if LaCava can't continue after 70 minutes, and it appears that Mashop Chol will come on in his spot here to continue.
Sure, coach hoping he can push through about 20 minutes of play.
Saw Mashop Chol and Rocco Rios Novo there sharing a moment. They played together in the Atlanta United system. Rocco Rios Novo came over from Argentina. Mashop Chol, who was a homegrown player for Atlanta United, so there's some history between those two.
You know, when you're teammates, you just don't forget, right? It's like a brotherhood, and it's always tough showing up and have to play against each other, but it's also interesting when you know each other's strengths and weaknesses. It's just an interesting dynamic, but good to see the sportsmanship there between two really quality humans off the field.
So LaCava will come off, and Mashop Chol will come on in the 72nd minute for the 12th time this season. Like for like sub here for Alan Marcina. Chol and LaCava pretty interchangeable over on that left side.
I've seen a couple of combinations from Mashop Chol recently that were really nice. Loves to get up towards the end line, bring that pass back. Sometimes he's camped out at the 5. He's found the net there.
Two goals for 25-year-old Mashop Chol. Hotmar Boy, who's also been struggling here in the second half, is taking a little bit of a beating. We'll see whether he's going to continue here. Looks like it's going to be Mo Traore who's going to come on for his Senegalese counterpart, Hotmar Boy here.
Still have Cameron Lacey and Hugo on the bench. for substitutions for San Antonio, if that were to be the case. Traore here from Dakar, Senegal, also spent time at LAFC, signed in February with Phoenix Rising. Again, another really key piece up top.
So Mo Traore is on, Pop Marboy off. Third substitute used by Diego Gomez in his USL Championship managerial debut this evening. He's level with San Antonio, 1-1 here. A little more than a quarter hour remaining in the match. As Mo Traore quickly will get his first touch, and a miscommunication there with Emil Cuello and Remy Cabral.
Always tough losing a key piece in the defense, especially in a moment like this. You've got a lot to prove. You fought your way back.
First touch from Ashok Cho. What a turn. Keeps it in play up that left flank. Looking for a little support here. Gets rid of that one, but unfortunately, it releases right to the keeper, Rocco Rios Novo. San Antonio was looking for a penalty to be called, and Mashok Cho was knocked down after the fact.
Slow to get up here. I mean, great turn, makes his way into space, but just doesn't have the support that he needs. That's when you need Agudelo cutting over. That's when you need literally anybody cutting over to help take the pressure off him in that moment, and then hope for a late run to finish and seal the deal. But instead, just hoping he would beat 2-3 defenders.
Kendall Burks will direct that one out. Lambert. And Traore will keep Cisniega on his toes. Lambert, we can't forget, of course, spent the first 147 of his USL Championship matches with Phoenix Rising, part of their program for many years. Earned him a opportunity at Real Salt Lake last season.
Lots of movement between MLS and USL Championship.
This lands back to Mashok Cho. Agudelo. Mashok Cho. Too late, trying to release, and allows Phoenix to make the recovery in time, but the danger not over just yet.
I guarantee you, if you could go back in time and have a one-touch chance at it, you would have been a lot happier with that result.
Beautiful over the top to Azakar. Shannon Gomez able to defend that one well. Cuello trying to spot out Varela. San Antonio countering quickly with Flores Blanco up that left side.
Getting caught in the corner there, and have to find another solution. It's 2v4 in this moment. You had a pocket to build out of it. I understand wanting to get the throw in, but you could have maybe kept that in run of play, dropping the ball. Let's look back here, though, at this last chance. Machop Shoalhead, it goes right back into his feet, and that one touch would have been nice. Agudelo probably could have taken it himself as well, but nice and unselfish of him to put it right back.
Hawkinson.
Nice turn, but he needs support.
Rios Novo punching that away. Jorge Hernandez. Flores Blanco. Penalty awarded to San Antonio as Hernandez gets clipped up inside the area.
It really felt like a matter of time. There was just so much happening in the box. Lots of collisions there. Jorge taking his moment. And he drives it in, and it's that tackle from behind. I mean, it wasn't wildly flagrant. It wasn't wildly intentional. I wouldn't even say it was a stupid foul. It was just going for the ball and fell in San Antonio's favor.
It's Jorge Hernandez needing an additional moment here after Darius Formella concedes the penalty here in the 78th minute. Although San Antonio FC, this has not necessarily been their, much like a lot of other areas this season, their strongest suit this year. They are just 1 for 3 on penalty attempts this season. Jorge Hernandez, in fact, has missed both his attempts this year.
Maybe hand it over to Juan Agudelo, who seems to be having good luck on set pieces right now. I would not, especially under the circumstances, have Hernandez doing that, but there's a shot there on the screen a little earlier between Mitch Tainer and Rocco Rios Novo. I mean, again, just that small world of soccer. Everybody knows everybody. And when you get a chance to chat things up, it's always good to be around a friend. It's very clear that Rios Novo has a couple of friends out here in San Antonio.
Rios Novo, who made 2 saves in penalty kicks in the final last year. The biggest being the final one in the 5th round against Charleston Battery's Derek Dodson that sealed the championship title for Phoenix Rising. Their first ever star. And now
Rios Novo having words with Agudelo right before he's going to take the PK. Ooh, that's rough. Just don't want to get in his head in those moments, especially with the way things have been lately as the ref starts to separate the two.
So Agudelo looking for his second brace in as many weeks and trying to give San Antonio FC a lead here in these final 10 minutes after the penalty was awarded.
Marco Rios Novo standing at 5'10". This might be where things get difficult. He's a shorter keeper.
Juan Agudelo in the 81st minute pushes San Antonio FC into the lead.
Sign of the cross as he should. It's the second game in a row with double goals here for Juan Agudelo. Would you call it luck? Nah, because it's all been work ethic, quality finishing, showing up when it needs to get done. Juan Agudelo tries to fake him. He's not biting, and he almost gets it. Guesses the right direction, but it does get by him. You know what? A goal's a goal.
Just a little bit too much power behind that strike from Juan Agudelo. Now with 7 goals on the campaign, and San Antonio FC has grabbed a lead once again here, up 2-1 late in this match, with the final 2 substitutes coming on for Phoenix Rising here in the form of Edgardo Rito and Giulio De Radiodio. Cabral is off. And Scursy off with De Radiodio coming on. Juan Agudelo, the second time in as many weeks, giving San Antonio FC a 2-1 lead.
And it's that power that just gets right past that keeper's mitt. Great stuff from Agudelo. You can see he's pumped up with confidence. It's the kind of thing that's going to carry into the next couple of games.
Still have to see out these final 7+ minutes of the match. Traore. Flores Blanco will direct it out. Phoenix certainly has been better here in the second half. Edgardo Rito will earn a corner for Phoenix. Their 5th corner of the evening.
Edgardo, one of those Venezuelans, played at Hartford Athletic, has a goal under his belt here so far this season. Hoping to be the difference maker these final minutes.
5 corners aside. Zambrano delivers, headed away. Jorge Hernandez able to track that one down. Finally makes his move through the crowd. What a wonderful job to maintain possession through all of that. Flores Blanco across. Agudelo looking for the hat trick. First time, put it high and wide.
That would have been absolutely something else. And the best part about this is the composure there from Jorge Hernandez. Then it's Nelson Flores who's there to help. And then it's that run from Juan Agudelo. Coach Marcina can be so happy with what he is seeing from his team right now. It's all the pieces coming together, starting to work. Unfortunate, Agudelo missed that one. It would have been nice to walk away with a hat trick. 5 goals in 2 games, something else. Still not out of it yet.
Radioto, the foul on Kevin Lambert. The ball back to San Antonio FC. Would be a much needed win for San Antonio FC if they can hang on here to begin things in the second half of the year. Be fighting tooth and nail to try to get back above the playoff line.
Would be a much needed win.
Both these sides will be off next weekend. San Antonio FC with a friendly coming up against Deportivo Saprissa.
That Deportivo Saprissa game, probably going to see a lot of Academy guys show up, get their limelight.
SAFC will return to USL Championship play 2 Saturdays from tonight. First of 2 tough matches on the road in Orange County and then to Memphis. Azakar. Shot blocked. Fuenmayor over across, tracking it down to the back post. Volley back across for Mella. Had it taken away right from his grasp. Well done by buildup.
Just quality defending all the way around.
Gorham able to maintain before finally Traore will dispossess him. Formella kind of had it in his sweet spot there, just was unable to release.
It's a quality effort, but now you just got to track back and hope your fitness is good enough to hang in there on defense.
Azakar. To Shannon Gomez running. Azakar. It's directed out by Gomez and a corner awarded to Phoenix.
Good stand up there from Shannon Gomez. Not diving, not giving up anything, forcing him out.
Hugo getting set to come on momentarily for SAFC.
San Antonio has got to track their runner here. Touch tight, nobody out of your sight.
That header to the back post. It was Azakar who got up and found it, but pushed it wide. Another corner awarded to Phoenix, though.
It was almost good, but had just enough pressure on him to make that one go awry, and that's exactly what I'm talking about with touch-tight marking. You're glued to the other team in this situation.
That one is directed out this time and allows Jorge Hernandez and Nelson Flores Blanco to collapse on it and get to it. Traore first back, however, to the ball ahead of Flores Blanco. Rocco Rios Novo pushing it outside here with Zambrano dropping back.
I love the combinations between Jorge Hernandez and Nelson Flores Blanco. Just needed a bit of patience in that moment. Take some notes out of Jorge's book. If he gets a drive out in the open, but he sees plenty of white jerseys, he knows.
Turned wide by Formella.
Going back to my point, he knows if he's got a breakaway, but he doesn't have any help, he's going to pump the brakes. He's going to hold on to the ball. He's going to wait till he's got a passing lane and until he can get a couple of red jerseys in the mix. And we've seen a couple of breakaways, both from Burra and then they're from Nelson. Just needed to pump the brakes a bit.
Agudalo's night is over. And will his penalty survive as the winner for San Antonio? That was his first goal. That came in the first half. Beautiful one-time finish on the service by Jorge Hernandez. Phoenix getting one back. Fede Varela with a header past the outstretched fingertips of Pablo Cisniega. The equalizing goal coming in the 58th minute, and then in the 81st on the penalty, Agudelo with a power past Rocco Rios Novo to put San Antonio into the lead.
All beautiful goals in this game, too. Sometimes you see a couple of lucky attempts, but this has been nothing but quality from both of these sides. Really evenly matched.
Of 8 minutes of added time here at the end of the second half. Hugo's run, or Mashup Joel's rather, turns into a corner for San Antonio.
8 minutes to go. You've got some fresh legs in the mix. Momentum is on your side. They've really got to make something happen on this corner. Yes, it's 2-1, but it's not a really comfortable lead if you're San Antonio. Really, anything can happen in 8 minutes.
Hands at the feet of Tainer. And a foul on Mashup Joel. And a push in the back of Azakar. Traore. San Antonio will get plenty of numbers behind the ball here now. Fuenmayor. It's an errant ball. Gardo Rizzo trying to keep it in play, but unsuccessful.
Hustle is good, but he needs options here. Something that we've seen from San Antonio a couple of times is they have possession of the ball in the throw-in, but it goes right back to the other team. They've got to get better at figuring out solutions. They've got the ball in their hands.
Wyke. Azakar. Back to Wyke. Flicked along. Emil Cuello was brought down just outside the box. Here's Hugo. 50-50 ball back to Jorge Hernandez.
Bit of fatigue there.
Cuello runs him off. Oh, Hernandez comes back. Steps up past Azakar to win possession. Ashok Cho lost it on his way down. Another 5 minutes or so here. Plenty of time for Phoenix to try to find an equalizer. Cuello. Azakar. Running on Shannon Gomez. Azakar. It'll be awarded back to Pablo Cisniega.
Team pumping him up there. Didn't even have to touch that ball, just a strong body holding him off. Didn't give him anything. Team pumped there for Shannon Gomez. Standing him up. He's got the speed. Gives up nothing. Doesn't have to. Just sees him right out. Mitch Tanner coming in with the shove. A happy, friendly shove.
Hernandez drives that one out with a throw awarded to Phoenix halfway through stoppage time. San Antonio FC kicked off June with a big win at home over Memphis. At the time, they thought that which ended a 4-match winless streak, was going to be the turning point of their season. Instead, they've lost the last 5. But on this first Saturday of July, they find themselves at the doorsteps of perhaps another important opportunity at 3 points. Here's Cuello. And again, well defended by Shannon Gomez. Return ball, Traore trying to direct it in. Cuello playing it off, he thought, of the wrist of Jorge Hernandez. That was not called, and then Cuello will drag him down, and it'll be shown a yellow.
Jorge Hernandez just constantly going on the move. You can see some fatigue setting in, but you can see a bit of relief there that he was brought down on that play. Ball was starting to get away from him as he's pulled down. It's a good tactical foul. But again, weren't a ton of red jerseys up in the mix either. Jorge Hernandez trying to get his breath, get a stretch.
Kill a minute or two as well. Smile on his face. It's another glorious night tonight for Jorge Hernandez. He's been everywhere on the pitch in some of the most important moments of the match. Back to Phoenix. Varela. Traore settles. Lofts a ball. Pablo Cisniega comes well off his line to punch that one out.
That tenacity definitely stopped a goal opportunity.
Now Rocco Rios Novo off his line. Oh, what a ball from Hugo. And Mashop Cho brought down. Return to Hugo. Drives one on goal. Rios Novo with the save, and a corner awarded to San Antonio, which might just about seal this one.
Looking back at this replay, another moment here. Machop Scholl gets the ball, is not able to handle it on that first touch. Yeah, maybe it looked like an arm got in the way, but not enough to bring you down to your knees there. He's got to work on that first touch. Not sure if it's a fatigue or injury situation. Again, he did come in late in the game. He's going on 28 minutes here now, but it's got to be better from him. All in all, great quality development getting into the box.
And a throw back to San Antonio with the seconds ticking away. This time back to Phoenix. Past the 8 minutes of minimum time allotted. Now Rising will finally break out here as we play the advantage, and Darius Formella will get forward. One last opportunity for the visitors. Varela, heavy on that touch.
It was a nice dummy, though, to get him in the mix of that back line.
Traore. Fuenmayor drops one to the back post. Directed out by Tainer. And a yellow to Hugo. Phoenix will take the throw. Driven into the box, directed out again by San Antonio. The rain will spoil the post-game fireworks, but the fireworks on the field from Juan Agudelo are just enough to secure San Antonio FC's first win in more than a month.
And a well-deserved win at that. Quality goals out here tonight for San Antonio. They can be proud of themselves in a lot of different ways. Very much could have been a 4-1 result had things really panned out there in the box, but they're doing all the right things to get in the box, to get in scoring positions. Now it's just working on that finishing. Alan Marcina, he can be proud of himself.
5-match winless streak is no more. San Antonio FC's got their first win since June the 1st, and a big victory tonight, 2-1 over Phoenix Rising, thanks to the brace by Juan Agudelo. San Antonio FC not in action in USL Championship play next Saturday, but they will host a friendly against Costa Rican side Deportivo Saprissa. It'll be here at Toyota Field next week at 8 o'clock. Get your tickets. Go to sanantoniofc.com as SAFC will take on Deportivo Saprissa, the Costa Rican First Division friendly here before USL Championship play resumes the following Saturday in Orange County. Tonight, San Antonio FC, thanks to the brace from Juan Agudelo in the elements that got us off to a late start tonight, but the highlights in the action were certainly well worth it. San Antonio FC is a winner, 2-1 tonight over Phoenix Rising FC. Now, for Katie Goodman and our entire crew, this is Dan Weiss saying so long. This has been a presentation of USL Championship and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.